With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, Swift MotorSports Butt Kicker Breezy Acre Dairy Farms Xfinity Series fires things off for chase race number 4 here in season number 3. right here in Joliet, Illinois. That's right, Chicagoland Speedway. Ready for these drivers to lay down some fast times. Qualifying just now getting underway after a brief rain shower, pushed back happy hour, and qualifying about 20 minutes further than normal start time. So, how you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave of the Cave bringing you all the calls from the trackside. Good to see my good friend Jess out there in the chat already, giving me a little bit of a, well, you know, rubbing it in. She's always first to comment on the stream, so we do appreciate Jess stopping by week in, week out. Nonetheless, these drivers appreciate it as well, so if you haven't already, drop them that thumbs up and get ready for some great racing action. 71-degree track temperature, so it is cooling off just a little bit. And as drivers are putting in those qualifying times, let's throw up that qualifying information over there to the left-hand side of your screen. Todd Craig, quick time so far here in qualifying, a 39.76. First driver to break that 31-second mark. Cray sits at the top of the speed charts with the quick time. Can he go any faster on his second time lap? No, looks like gonna fall off a few hundredths there. Chad Osborne right there with him, barely off of the pace in that 5 Toyota Supra. Tommy Haynes and a lot of other drivers out there for their qualifying attempt already as well. Roy Fernandez going top 5 on the speed charts. But right now it remains in the hands of Todd Cray, and Chad Osborne going to squeak it out. Look at that, a 39.18. He's going to take the top spot. Quick time belongs to the 5 now. Just about 2 minutes remaining here in this 5-minute qualifying session. Pierce Maffitt, Tommy Haynes still out there to put in their time lap. How about Nick Hunt as well as Darren Clement? Both of those drivers yet to put in their time lap. Stephen Ayers Jr. in the 31 Chevy Camaro going to go out on track, try to put down his qualifying laps as well. Do want to go ahead and give a big shout out and thank you. You're welcome to those driver admins and officials just down the hall. Andy Starcher and Gary and Don Kidder, I apologize, down the hall. Keeping all these drivers straight should we need them on a restart here tonight. Hopefully we see a quiet night from that race control booth and we stay clean and green like we seen almost Monday night, all of last night here with the Swift Motorsports drivers. Will these Xfinity Series drivers be able to recreate that much bigger track here at Chicagoland Speedway? And it doesn't look like anybody's got anything for the man at the top of the speed charts right now. Quick time on the track belongs to the 5 Toyota Supra of Chad Osborne. 39.81 is his quick time. Tommy Haynes gonna break himself inside the top 5. Pierce Maffitt goes 4th on the speed charts. Just about 45 seconds now remaining, so drivers have got to put in that fast time if they're going to even remotely have a chance to start at the front of this field. Nick Hunt, last driver out there on the track. Does he have enough to put it? Sorry about that, race fans. Had to mute the mic for a sneezing session real quick. Could he put it at the top of the speed charts? Close, but not quite. With 10 seconds left, Nick Hunt going to put his second time lap down. 3rd on the speed charts. Chad Osborne going to take that top spot, and we're going to step away for a brief commercial break. Head down trackside for the national anthem. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
got stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Backtrack side as the final few drivers begin to make their way to the front stretch into their starting positions. We're going to go ahead and run down some of that championship information. I know you're chomping at the bit to find out where your favorite driver's sitting in the overall point standings. There you can see the 30 of Justin Gann at the top of the points charts. Darren Clement right behind him, just 1 point back. Nick Hunt 3 points back. Pierce Maffitt, Jim Ott rounding out your top 5. Ott just 12 points out of that top spot. It's going to get a little bit more interesting as we go a little bit further on back. Jeff Gluckner sitting right there in that 8th spot in the cutoff position for the championship spots. Gluckner just 1 point in front of Jim Thorndike. Stephen Ayers Jr. right there, still within striking distance. Chad Osborne, Hunter Collier, not quite out of it just yet, but they're going to need a solid night to make their way into the Championship 8 next in 2 weeks at Homestead Miami Speedway, and it looks like most of the drivers are beginning to make their way to the starting grid. And you can hear the ringing in the background. You know the sound. It's time to run down tonight's official starting lineup for Chase Race number 4 right here in Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker. Breezy Acre Dairies Farms taking the top spot with the fast time on track and qualifying a 39.81, the 5 of Chad Osborne. Justin Gann gonna line up just to his outside in that 30 machine. There's Nick Hunt, Todd Cray back in row 2. Row 3 here tonight, the 41 of Pierce Maffitt and the 51 of Michael Mueller. Row number 4 here tonight from Chicagoland Speedway, the 17 of Tommy Haynes and the 98 of Hunter Collier. Jeff Gluckner, Roy Fernandez round out your top 10 with a 4 of Jim Ott slotted in that 11th starting position just to his outside. The Texaco Howling 56 of John Wimbish. Ron Shute, Gary May also out here at the track. Stephen Ayers Jr. will round out the drivers in your starting lineup. Andy Starcher, Don Kidder up in the race control booth. Pace car down and away. We're set to fire things off for the first time. Wait for it. Here we go. Green flag racing once again here for Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker, Breezy Acre Dairy Farms Xfinity Series, and Chad Osborne gets off to a good jump. He's going to clear the field with no problem. Nick Hunt, Justin Gann going at it side by side, almost 3 wide as they work their way off a 2 for the first time tonight. Back down into turn number 3, down at the bottom of the track. There's that 41 of Maffitt. He wants more. Still 3 wide through 3 and 4. Top two drivers make their way away from the field. They're going to stack up 3 wide still. Now John Wimbish looking to go to the outside of Nick Hunt. Close quarters racing action right here at the front of this field very early, just 2 laps in, and drivers already trying to gain as much track position in the 51 into the outside wall. Michael Mueller puts the Supra alongside that outside wall. He's going to scrape the paint down the right side of his machine. Doesn't look like it hurt it too much. A little bit of loss of momentum, but here comes Roy Fernandez right behind them. Don't count Fernandez out. He's out of the championship hunt, but he has been to victory lane here in the past few weeks. So look for Fernandez inside that Goodrich Plus. Number 3, there you see him just behind the 51 of Mueller. Look for him to be fast here tonight as well. And we'll go back just a little bit forward in front of this little battle here. Take a look at this. Justin Gann dealing with Todd Cray as they make their way back off of the corner, back around to the front stretch and back to turn number 1. Todd Cray right there all over Justin Gann at the moment. We'll jump inside the car here right along with that 22 of Todd Cray. Cray is one of those drivers that he's somewhat safe, but he needs a solid night. He has struggled in the championship chase. It just hasn't quite had those finishes that we're so accustomed to seeing this 22 pull off, going to victory lane 5 times so far this season. But since we have hit the championship run, Cray has just been a little bit lacking at times. Let's see if he can't turn that around here tonight, build some momentum for him and his crew to head to Homestead and vie for that championship trophy. The 41 of Pierce Maffitt still tucked in behind him with his Toyota Supra. We've got 3 Supras in a row. Maffitt, Hunt, and Mueller 4th, 5th, 6th on track. Gonna jump around just a little bit. Here's John Wimbish, Darren Clement. They're going at it. Wimbish falling through the field after being right there in the mix towards the front of this field after the first handful of laps. Wimbish has now fallen back to right where he started from, back outside of the top 10, sitting in that 12th position as Darren Clement got by that time around back towards the front. And once again, here's Michael Mueller still trying to close in on that Guard Your Manhood Depends double O. Close racing action right here towards the front of the field, so we'll stay here for the moment. Pierce Maffitt now in front of Nick Hunt. Roy Fernandez trying to charge on them. He's got Michael Mueller and Hunter Collier right behind him. How about Tommy Haynes? He's inside the top 10, running in the 9th position. There you see that Budweiser 17 making his way down to turn number 3. Already very, very fast night here tonight. 125 laps scheduled in the official race distance. There you can see your point standing scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Let you kind of keep track of that. Things are going to change, and the points are going to be very fluid here tonight as drivers begin to pass each other and gain some positions, gain some points. So those top 8 are not truly determined just yet. A handful of them you can go ahead and probably count Justin Gann, Darren Clement, and Nick Hunt as part of that championship 8. I do believe Pierce Maffitt is right there on the cusp of being locked in. Really, it gets interesting all the way when you get back to that 5th on back position. Those last 3 positions very contested. Jim Ott, Gary May, Todd Cray, Jeff Gluckner, all right there running with each other in the point standing. So I have to keep our eye on that one. Jumping around the track just a little bit more, there's that good wrench service +3 of Roy Fernandez we were talking about moments ago. He's made his way up and around the Supra of Nick Hunt. Hunt falling to the wayside just a little bit as Hunter Collier struggling down there on the inside lane. You seen him wiggle down there in the background of the screen. Collier trying to corral the car and get himself fired up towards the front of this field. He's dropped 2 spots, now running final driver inside your top 10, Jim Ott. Can he go back to victory lane? We watched, whoa, close quarters right there for Ott. We watched that auto owner's insurance machine pull to victory lane last week at the Monster Mile. Can he conquer the field once again and go back-to-back race-winning performances to secure his shot at the trophy? Time's already beginning to fall off for multiple drivers out there on the track. Chad Osborne, although he's got a 1.6 second advantage, he has fallen off just about 8/10. Fastest time laid down here tonight on the track is a 31:07 in race trim. That is by your race leader and pole sitter, Chad Osborne. Last time by, he ran a 31:80, 31:78. So there you have it, 7/10 of a second off of the fast time already. So the tires, the grip already going to the wayside for multiple drivers. We'll shift a little bit forward here as now Tommy Haynes is dealing with Michael Mueller. Mueller with the run down the backstretch. Will he make a move? No. He'll keep his Supra tucked in right behind 3 Ford Toyotas all in a row. We'll keep ourselves right here with this racing action for the time being. This is one of your closest battles out there on the track. Justin Gann and Todd Cray still mixing it up, second and third on the speed charts. Pierce Maffitt still sitting in fourth, and there's the top 5. Roy Fernandez up inside the top 5. He's got Nick Hunt, Tommy Haynes battling for 6th and 7th. Right behind him. When will they sort that one out? Because it's going to allow the drivers in front to step away just a little bit further here. Fernandez beginning to open up a gap. Turn 3 and 4, drivers will make their way off of the corner exit. Beautiful camera shot right here up against the fence, down through the front stretch. Drivers heading back into turn number 1 now. Check it out, up close and personal. Great racing action of that sunset in the background as they make their way off of turn 2, back down the back stretch. Heading back into turn number 3, lap 17, well underway. Still close battles as now Jim Ott looks to gain a position. He's looking to make a pass down there on the inside, trying to get by the 17. Is he going to be able to pull that pass off just yet? Not going to be able to get by Haynes just yet. He's gotten by the 98 of Hunter Collier. Still trying to gain a few more spots here as the field beginning to stretch themselves out, begin to get single file. And what's happened to Todd Cray? Todd Cray is out of tonight's race. What has happened? Oh no, what has happened to Todd Cray? We'll see if we can't get some information out of some of the admin, see if we can't get a word down there, see what has happened with Todd. Cray running well here. Got past there on lap number 4 for a moment, went back, got that 3rd position back, and was running strong there And then all of a sudden, Cray just absolutely drops through the field. May be a connection issue, and that may spell an end to the... Oh my gosh, Hunter Collier, we watched it happen. Oh boy, big time mistake. You can still see him wiggling the tail end of that Toyota Supra. He was almost around. But as we were saying, Todd Cray, this may end his shot at the championship. Looks like there may have been some connection issues. Cray dropping from the race. We'll have to wait to see if he can get himself back out on the track. He's going to be multiple laps down, especially if we stay clean and green here tonight. So a big disadvantage already handed out to that 22 of Todd Cray, and tough luck, tough break after a commanding, a dominating performance during the regular season. His championship woes continue here tonight in Chase Race number 4 at Chicagoland Speedway, season number 3 for Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Breezy Acre Dairy Farms Xfinity Series. That is a tough one to watch. That is a tough one to process here. One of your front runners, week in, week out, struggling during the chase, and now connection issues may bring an end to Todd Cray's hopes and dreams of being Season 3's champion and trying to snatch that trophy away from this man right here. We'll take a look at him for just a moment inside that Ayers iRacing Paints Ford Mustang, sitting in that second spot. He's begun to close the distance on Chad Osborne. Now that gap under 1 second, and caution flag comes out. Michael Mueller has some trouble. Jim Ott involved. No, what has happened? Let's check the turn 3 drone cam for the replay. Let's see, giving us a thumbs up. Let's go back and see how it all went happen. There's the contact, and oh my gosh. And there's the contact once again. Tough breaking. Oh, Jim Ott. Backs the 4 right into the outside wall. Able to get the car going. Luckily enough for everybody else, nobody really involved besides those first 2 initial drivers there. You see a little bit of a wiggle off the corner. Some contact with the outside wall for the 51 of Mueller, and both drivers go around. That is a tough one to watch. And looks like one driver getting loose late. I believe that was Ron Shute. Ron Shute with a self-spin, trying to avoid all of the extracurricular activities. Back at the front, though, drivers going to make their way down pit road. We'll step away for a brief commercial break. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back with all your green flag action right here from Chicagoland Speedway. back trackside live once again as the iRacing pace car lights have gone out. Chad Osborne was able to keep the race lead on and off of pit road. He'll line up inside row number 1 just to his outside. It's a familiar face, Justin Gann, going to start right where he began tonight's race in that outside. New faces, though, in row number 2. Roy Fernandez, Nick Hunt, they're back in row 2. Row 3, Pierce Maffett, Tommy Haynes for the restart. John Wimbish, Hunter Collier back there in 8th. Jason Harrison and Jeff Gluckner round out the top 10 as we get set to kick things off once again here at Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Breezy Acre Dairy Farms Xfinity Series. Field makes their way off of 4 as the sun sets in the background. Pace car gonna duck down. Boss man with the flag. Wait for it. Here we go. Green flag racing once again here from Chicagoland Speedway. And again, Osborne hits the loud pedal and steps away from the entire field. Fanning out 2, 3 wide towards the back of the pack. We'll watch them try to sort that out as they make their way off of turn 2 down the backstretch, coming right into your living rooms. Heading back into turn number 3 now. Osborne still with a commanding lead, but here comes Nick Hunt looking to take that second position away from Justin Gann. Gonna almost pull it off, not quite at the line. Already less than 100 laps left in tonight's 125-lap event, and drivers are beginning to assert themselves, try to get themselves in a good finishing spot. Here's Roy Fernandez. He'll look side by side with Nick Hunt. Will they split that 30 of Justin Gann? No, Gann going to keep it right in the middle of the racetrack. Fernandez not wanting to drop to the apron. He stays up on... He stays to the high side of the white line. Man, look at those different lines. All 3 of those drivers under a blanket. All 3 of them with a little bit different lines sliding up at the track on the corner exit of 2 is Fernandez. He'll take the 3rd spot away for Nick Hunt. Nick gonna try to come back. Not quite gonna get there. Back into 3. Jump around the track because we've got more side-by-side action. Whoa, Pierce Maffett and Tommy Haynes almost touch. Darren Clement and Hunter Collier going at it as well. Jason Harrison getting by Michael Mueller. Now Mueller regains that spot back for the 10th position. A lot of great racing action all over this field. John Wimbish in the Texaco Havoline machine. He's got Collier and Clement right behind him. Here comes that Busch. Blue oval piloted by Darren Clement. Will he drop it all the way to the bottom of the racetrack? Yes, he's going to do so. Whoa, cut the track off. John Wimbish from the high side down to the bottom. He's going to stop the run by that 32 of Clement. Clement now going to look to the inside once again. Maffett looks to the out. Collier looks to the outside. Not quite able to get there just yet. Michael Mueller waits in the wings. Whoa, almost 3 wide coming off of the corner exit, and Tommy Haynes struggling out here tonight. Haynes cutting the grass there. You can see that Budweiser 17 after throwing the track a little landscaping bill. Haynes gets back up to speed, but it's going to lose multiple positions. He'll drop all the way outside of your top 10. And how about that throwback Mountain Dew of Gary May running strong here tonight, up 4 positions from where he started tonight's race outside of your top 15. He now sits in 12th. Stephen Ayers Jr. from Shotgun Sally, he's up to 13th. Mueller getting by Darren Clement. That's going to be for that 8th position. Clement starting to struggle a little bit. He's going to make his way on the high side and get himself back around that 51. You can see some front end damage, some right side damage for that 51 of Mueller. After contact, I believe it was with the 4 of Jim Ott. Yes, it was back on just a handful of laps ago, bringing us under caution for the first time. Those two drivers collected each other. Doesn't look like it's affecting that 51 too much right now. We'll have to see how it goes for the long run pace as things beginning to sort themselves out at the front of the field. Chad Osborne once again stepping out to a commanding lead, 1.5 second advantage over Justin Gann. Roy Fernandez rounds out your top 3. Still side-by-side racing action right here, and here comes that 44 of Jason Ayrson. Can Ayrson pick a position from Darren Clement? We'll have to wait to see if that comes to fruition. If that comes true, let's just keep it simple. No changes for position since lap 37, and yep, that's only one lap ago when Michael Mueller was able to take the spot away from Darren Clement. Clement now under fire. Jason Ayrson going to look to the outside. Here comes that Budweiser Super, the 17 of Tommy Haynes, regaining his composure, getting back into a rhythm, settling down, and he looks to get himself back inside not only the top 10, but back up inside the top 5. We'll have to see if he can get that job done. Big time loose. Big wiggle off of the corner exit there for the 51 of Mueller. Hunter Collier getting by John Wimbish. They'll go side by side on the racetrack. See if we can take a look back off of the corner of the car there. You can see a great camera shot looking back at that Ford Mustang of John Wimbish as we continue green flag racing here once again at Chicagoland Speedway, high above the track now. Drone cam in effect for you guys. Haven't brought you this one in a little while. Let's go above all the action and watch it all unfold before our eyes. Jason Ayrson looking to take a spot. He's on the inside, but that outside momentum on the high line, just too much to keep Mueller behind him. Will Ayrson slot to the high side? Nope, he's going to stay in the middle as they go back to 3. A lot of great racing action all over the speedway here tonight. Chicagoland Speedway putting on a show here for chase race number 4 in the Swift MotorSports Butt Kicker Breezy Acre Dairy Farms Xfinity Series season number 3. And whoa, 3 wide for a moment, almost contact between the 44 and the 51. That's going to open the door once again for the 32 of Darren Clement. Ayrson able to get by, Clement able to get by as Mueller struggles and drops out of the top 10. As we were saying, race fans, as the season is beginning to wind down just tonight to set the championship 8 in 2 weeks when we head down there for championship week here at Swift Motorsports at Homestead Miami Speedway. Your first 3 championship nights brought to you right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You can catch us, I believe that is September 13th, 14th, and 15th. And yes, it is. Had to do the calendar in my head. And yes, it is the 13th, 14th, 15th of September. We will have championship week, so mark it down on your calendars. If you're lazy like me, well, go ahead, drop these drivers that thumbs up, click subscribe, smash that bell, and you won't have to mark it down. You'll get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by, whether you're just sliding through to say what's up, you're one of the dedicated fans, friends, family, possibly even sponsors coming to check things out. We do appreciate each and every one of you. We've reached that 2,000 subscriber milestone that we worked so hard for, and thanks to all of you race fans out there, we have got that done. But let's continue to climb that mountain, continue to tell your friends and their families and friends And let's see if we can't push this thing to 3,000. And after the caution flag flew back on lap number, I believe that was number 25 is when that caution flag flew. We have been clean and green since the green flag flew once again on lap 28. So just about 20 laps back onto the board for these drivers. That's when we've seen multiple drivers beginning to struggle. Will we see the struggle continue as now Tommy Haynes back in the top 10? He sits in 8. He's trying to gain a spot from John Wimbish. Can Wimbish keep that 17 Budweiser machine behind him? Looking for a few more battles because John Wimbish is starting to close in on Hunter Collier. Collier just off in front of him. His Toyota Supra running strong here tonight. It looks like Chicago belongs to the Toyotas because there is 4 of them inside of your top 6. Just one Ford and one bow tie. That's right, just one Camaro inside the top 6. Justin Gann representing the Blue Ovals. Those Ford Mustangs out there on the track. Well, he sits in second. The bow ties brought to you by Roy Fernandez. He sits in third. Closest one back to him is Jason Harrison all the way back in the 9th position. There you can see Harrison just behind that Budweiser 17 Toyota Supra, who now looks to the inside, tries to take a spot away from John Wimbish. He's going to do so. Watch him creep up the track. Whoa, little bit loose here. Wimbish gives him enough room to save the car, catch the car, and keep the slide going, correct it, and head back through the tri-oval and back down into turn number 1. That does bring Jason Harrison right there along with him. We'll stay right here with this battle as it is your closest battles on the track. Tommy Haynes, John Wimbish, Jason Harrison, and Darren Clement back on the scene. Back across the stripe and heading back towards turn number 1. These 4 drivers still trying to mix it up, still trying to figure out who's going to take what position. Back off of turn 2 now down this big curve backstretch. It's not really a straightaway, a little bit of curve all the way around the backstretch and a little bit of a curve all the way around this front stretch to Chicagoland Speedway. Very unique little layout here as it's kind of like you're always turning. You may not be turning a lot, but you're always turning that wheel a little bit to the left. And I think that may very well be why we see some of these drivers struggle a little bit with that race grip late in a green flag run, because you were just absolutely abusing the tires the entire time you were out there on the track. And Ron Shute going to go ahead and pull himself to pit road. Looks like he's had a little bit of trouble. Damage control now underway for the 28 of Ron Shute down on pit road. 16th position as we have had one retirement here tonight. Todd Cray unfortunately having some connection issues. He's going to lose some ground and possibly lose his shot at chasing a championship here in season number 3. Great racing action right here. Oh, close there. Jason Harrison almost gets into the 17 of Tommy Haynes. We're going to shift gears for a moment. Let's go a little further up on the track. There you can see Pierce Maffett and Nick Hunt. They're going at it for 4th and 5th on the speedway. Gary May getting by Michael Mueller last time around for the 11th position on the track. Can Maffett keep that Blues diecast 41 up in that 4th position? Can he somehow run down Roy Fernandez at the front of the field? There's about a 1.5 second disadvantage for these two drivers right now as they continue to battle, and Nick Hunt gonna go to the high side, take that spot away, head back into turn number 1 and set his sights now on the Chevy Camaro of Roy Fernandez. back at the front. Let's check out Justin Gann. He's still sitting in second, right where he started tonight's race. Your top two running right where they began everything. First and second on the speedway, Chad Osborne, Justin Gann. Gann is closing. Watch that time. Over there on the left-hand side of your screen, it was almost a 2-second gap. Now under 1 second, Gann is reeling him in late in this green flag run. Let's go back to the action, back to the battles again. We'll watch the front, we'll watch the timing and scoring. We'll go back up there should we see it necessary and fit. Hunter Collier still in front of Jason Ayrson. Tommy Haynes now gets by John Wimbish as Wimbish falls back to the 9th position, but still 3 spots from where he started tonight's race. Biggest movers of the night. Sitting in third, the 3 of Roy Fernandez. He's gained 7 positions. And the man right here on screen, the iRacing.com sponsored 44 of Jason Ayrson. Ayrson with a solid run tonight. He's in 7th, gained 7 positions. So a solid run towards the front. Whoa, big wiggle there by Collier. That's going to stack the field up behind him a little bit now. Wimbish looks to the inside of the 17, down to the bottom of the raceway, side by side for a moment. Now to the high side goes the 17. Will he keep the momentum? Off of the corner exit. Let's check. Yes, he does, and look at him pull away. Yarning that Texaco Havoline 56 of Wimbish. By the time they get back to turn number 3, Haynes at a 2-car advantage. That's going to close up as Wimbish runs the bottom. Jason Ayrson looks to the apron, trying to find some running room. He's going to pull even with that 98 of Collier for the moment, but there's that high side run once again through 1 and 2. Look for that 98 to pull away. Will Ayrson chop off the nose of the 17? No, he's going to stay down there in the middle lane. That's going to let Haynes close in. Man, I'm telling you, 6 drivers all stacked up with each other, but we got to jump to the front. He's caught him. He is there. The Mobile 1-5 of Chad Osborne. He's got company for the first time. Here comes Justin Gann looking to the inside, diving it down into turn 3. Very close. Will he pull this pass off? We'll take a look back off of the tail end. Do we see him get by? No, still to his outside. Drag race across the line, and Justin Gann gonna give us our first lead change of the night, become just a second different race leader. As we are right at that halfway point, it has taken taken 60 laps to see a driver catch up and run down and pass your pole sitter, Chad Osborne. He's gonna fall back to second. We'll stay here for just a moment, see if this battle continues or if Osborne fades to the fast times here, put down by Justin Gann. Last time around, over a 10th faster on the track. We're going to keep our eye on that timing and scoring. Not being able to step away from Osborne just yet. But a 10th here, a 10th there can go a very, very long way, and these drivers are closing in on 40 laps on this green flag run. They were last on to pit road on lap number 25 under our first caution of the night. We have been clean and green since the restart. Will we see those green flag pit stops? Will Osborne go back to the front? Heating them up right now. Osborne is looking to grab that top spot back once again. Close racing action off of the corner, back heading towards turn number 1. There they go, the top 2. Roy Fernandez not too far off of them. Fernandez coming back into the picture, trying his hand, putting his hat up into the mix, back off of the back stretch and closing in. He is definitely closing in, looking at the timing and scoring. Fernandez on his way to those top two as they continue this fight. And Nick Hunt also closing in on Roy Fernandez. So we may have a 3-4 car battle for the top spot. And look at the gaggle of cars back behind them, still making their way around the track, crossing the start-finish line now. Collier, Ayrson, Haynes, Wimmish, Clement all run with each other. Keeping an eye on this battle for the top spot now, opening up that gap with a great run through 1 and 2. 0.3 of a second enjoyed by Justin Gann at the top of the field. We'll go back to this battle, this heavy battle going on here. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, all on track. You can see them all there. Jason Ayrson looking for more right now. He's looking to break into the top 5 for the first time. Pierce Maffitt trying to keep his 41 machine right where he started tonight's race in that 5th position. Ayrson having none of it, digging on the bottom. Big moment for Darren Clement in the back. Almost into that outside wall. Stacking up behind Ayrson and Maffitt. They'll continue the side-by-side battle back into turn 1. Ayrson finally able to secure that 5th position on Pierce Maffitt. Maffitt gonna fight back. Here comes Tommy Haynes looking to the inside. Michael Mueller has pulled the 17 Budweiser Toyota Super 2 pit. No, that's the 51 of Michael Mueller. The 17 is Tommy Haynes. Get it right, man. Lord, sometimes, Dave, I just don't know about you. Not much changing at the front of the field. Justin Gann has stepped out to almost a 3/10 second advantage over Chad Osborne after taking that race. The lead a handful of laps ago, looks like to be 7 laps to be exact, is when Justin Gann grabbed that top spot away from Chad Osborne just to give us our second different race leader of the night. 1 lead change so far here. When will these drivers be heading to pit road? It's tough to say if they're going to have a 2-stop here or if they're going to be able to stretch this run right here enough to get themselves into a 1-stop situation. Ayrson, fast right now on the track. We're going to look at the timing and scoring. Look at those times turned in. Fastest time on the racetrack last time around belongs to that 44 of Jason Ayrson. Almost a full 10th faster than your race leader, Justin Gann. So indeed, Ayrson running well here. He may have took care of those tires early in the run. He's now up 9 positions from where he started and stepping away from his fellow competitors. He'll leave Maffitt, Collier, and Haynes to battle it out for 6th, 7th, and 8th on the speedway. We'll jump around the track just a little bit once again right here. Watch this battle continue to unfold. 6th, 7th, and 8th on the speedway. Maffitt, Collier, and Haynes going at it. They've stepped away from Darren Clement by a half a second. Justin Gann also opening up his race lead by a half a second. They've still got 1.6 seconds over Roy Fernandez, who sits back in that 3rd position. Fernandez has been running strong all night long as well. Give credit for where credit is due. Fernandez started all the way back in the 10th position. He's been running in the top 3 for about 45 laps or so now, 45 to 50 laps. So Fernandez running well. We've seen him run very well in Michigan. This track very, very similar to the layout, to the way you run your lines. Will we see the speed transfer over? It looks like it has. And now Pierce Maffitt under fire from Hunter Collier. Collier in that 98 machine. And whoa, a little bit of Magic Man action here, Pierce Maffitt. Now you see him. Now you don't. Now you see him again. Look at that. Abracadabra back on the track, still in front of Hunter Collier, still holding down that 6th position on the speedway. And it's tough to pass when drivers are running your line at the front of the field. Roy Fernandez going to pull to pit road. First driver inside of your top 5 to hit pit road for his first green flag pit stop. We'll keep our eye on the stopwatch, see if he gets into his box and how quick his crew can get him service and tires. Right sides go up. Fuel is engaged. Waiting for that right side to drop. Looks like down it goes around to the left side. Left side of the car up in the air. Tires off. Tires on. Down and away he goes. 15.5 on pit road for Roy Fernandez as he makes his way back up the speed. Still not rejoining yet. There he goes back out on the track. He's going to lose just 1 lap to your race leader. But Fernandez going to have a little bit of an advantage with those fresher tires. House cleaning in order here tonight. Chase race number 4 for Swift MotorSports butt kicker Breezy Acre Dairy Farms Xfinity Series. Started tonight's race with 17 drivers. 2 of them have already been collected and back behind pit wall and headed out from the track. Down to Homestead already. Championship contender Todd Cray. His night's going to come to a very early end and put his championship in jeopardy. The 51 of Michael Mueller also out of tonight's race. Ron Shute still out there on the track. He's listed 3 laps down. Roy Fernandez 1 lap down in the lucky dog position after coming to pit road for his first green flag pit stop. John Wimbish coming by and down to pit road on lap 75 for his first round of green flag pit stops. So indeed, the pit stops are underway. How will it play out? How long will Gann and the rest of the field stay out? They have themselves quite a bit of an advantage to work with. Gann upwards of 1.2 seconds over Chad Osborne, who is just absolutely faded in this long run. Look at him now. That Toyota Supra, it's clean on all 4 sides. Not a scratch, not a dent, not a ding. Not even a piece of debris on that radiator on the front of his Supra. Just struggling for the late run pace here. And will we have to see Osborne possibly play some strategy to get himself a big enough gap to not have to overwork those tires the way that he must have, because there's just that's 0.2 of a second slower than Justin Gann right now. So the fall off much more massive inside of that Toyota camp right now. Nick Hunt still falling off as well. He's running lap times comparative to Osborne, as now Gary May gonna pull that 10 Mountain Dew throwback machine down to pit road for his first green flag pit stop of the night. Nick Hunt gonna pull the Pins 00 down, as well as the 41 of Pierce Maffett. Business picking up as more drivers begin to head down to pit lane. We'll watch this battle unfold. Tommy Haynes still closing in on Hunter Collier. Darren Clement right there as well. The Busch 32 Ford Mustang has had a little bit of struggles out here tonight from Chicagoland Speedway. Oh boy. Jailbreak to pit road. 4 drivers all down to pit road all together. Darren Clement, how about that? Did he get woed up enough? We'll have to wait and see. John Osborne also coming down to pit road. So Justin Gann, one of the only drivers yet to hit pit road. Himself and the 31 of Stephen Ayers Jr. have yet to come to pit road. Ayers Jr. going to gain a few more positions as now Gann down to pit road. What will the 31 do? Just now into turn number 3 and 4. He's way up the track. I would expect to see him stay out there, and that very well may give us a new race leader by the time he makes his way around. Gann into his pit box, right side up, tires off, tires on, fuel still engaged. They're going to drop the right side, head to the driver's side now as Stephen Ayers Jr. going to come down pit road. I don't believe he's going to lead a lap yet. Where's Justin Gann going to come down? He's down and away. Here comes Roy Fernandez, though. Full head of steam, up to speed. There's Justin Gann down there on the apron, getting up to speed. Advantage is going to go to that 3 of Fernandez. But for how long? And Fernandez goes to the top of the scoring pylon. That's going to give us our third different race leader. 2 lead changes here tonight. Stephen Ayers Jr. very close to leading a lap, but didn't quite get it done. Roy Fernandez gonna spoil that chance and party here with pitting a little bit earlier than his fellow competitors. He was the first driver to pull to pit lane to start the round of green flag pit stops 10 laps ago on lap number 72. That's an 8-lap difference on the tires in fuel to the man behind him, Justin Gann, and that Ayers iRacing Paint sponsored Ford Mustang gonna try to close in on the fast bow tie GM Goodwrench Service Plus 3 of Fernandez. And I tell you what, race fans, as we get closer and closer to that 100 lap mark, why don't we go ahead and run down some driver highlights and spotlights. Let's highlight your top 5 as they are on the track. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend, the Cuban Missile Rocket, Roy Fernandez out of Lansing, Michigan, sitting top of the board. Running in first after short pitting, Fernandez has a gap. Can he keep himself in that top spot? We'll have to wait to see. Hot on his trail, driver sitting in the second position. Last year's Xfinity Series champion came into tonight's race as your points leader. Can the Virginia Beach native get the job done and bring the Ayers iRacing paints? An RB Custom Rig sponsored 30 to victory lane here tonight and hoist another championship in 2 weeks. Still a lot to find out and figure out before that's done. Gann runs in second. Pole sitter here for tonight's race led a vast majority of this race, but now struggling a little bit with that late race pace. He fell to the wayside and now back with the fresh tires. He sits in third inside his Mobile 1-5. That's Chad Osborne, third on track. Never a problem guarding his manhood, so guard your manhood with Depends on board with the 00 of Nick Hunt, sitting right there inside the top 5, running in that 4th position. Nick Hunt, strong run here. He's about a second and a half back from Osborne, but he's got himself quite a bit of gap before he has to worry about this man right here, the 44, Carlton, Michigan native, Jason Ayrson, running well here tonight. Ayrson rounding out your top 5. He's also one of your biggest movers of the race. He is the biggest mover now, as we've had a pass for the race lead. Justin Gann going to take that spot from Fernandez. Ayrson up 9 spots from where he started. We'll jump back to the front because it's a 3-car battle for the race lead. Back to the point once again is Justin Gann. There's Chad Osborne. He was able to get by Roy Fernandez for the second spot. Now Fernandez trying to hold on to these top 2 drivers. If he can stay in the draft, that's going to keep him right there in touch. Nine lap older tires, though. 7 lap older tires than Chad Osborne. 8 lap older tires than your race leader, Justin Gann. And you can see what those old tires are doing right there. Nick Hunt also beginning to close in on Fernandez. He's got himself 6 lap fresher tires. So it looks like maybe extending the fuel run the way to go, but now battle for the top spot once again. Chad Osborne to the bottom of the speedway. They'll pull even with each other through 3 and 4. Drag race back to the front stretch, and the start-finish line advantage goes to the 5. Osborne back to the point. Fourth different lead change of the night, and it's not done and decided just yet. He'll slide up the track off of 2. Osborne gonna pull the slide job off of 2. Will Gann dive it down to the bottom into turn 3? No, looks like he's gonna be content just to run in that second spot for the time being. Osborne back at the point. Pole sitter once again leading this field. Justin Gann right where he started once again in that second position. There's Roy Fernandez. Nick Hunt also in tow, and Hunt's gonna look to take a podium spot away. Closing in fast towards the tail end of tonight's race. We are on the doorstep of the 100 lap threshold. Long green flag run here after our first and only caution of the evening, coming out on lap number 23. We've seen these drivers stay hooked up. Green flag racing ever since. Fernandez and Hunt go side by side for the last spot in the podium positions. And I'm trying to do some math here. It looks like about 43 laps left. Can somebody help me out with the math there? I'm not too math well. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. 33. Yeah, 33. 33 laps left. We've seen drivers extend the fuel run very, very long. I believe we should see some of these drivers attempt to run this thing out from here on out, and I don't think that is going to bode well for Fernandez. He's going to have the oldest tires in the field, and he's going to have to fight off quite a few hungry drivers as the field has begun to separate themselves and build those gaps and distances. Chad Osborne out to a 1.2 second advantage over Justin Gann, who has a half a second over Nick Hunt, who is beginning to pull away and put a half a second over Roy Fernandez. Another 2.6 seconds back to Jason Harrison, rounding out your top 5 here in Chase Race number 4 from Chicagoland Speedway. We're going to step away for a brief commercial sponsor break, but don't worry, you won't miss any of the great racing action here as we go swift, side by side. Back live trackside once again after a quick sponsored commercial break. Roy Fernandez still falling from grace after what looked like was going to pan out to be a great race strategy for Fernandez. He's dropped from the top spot all the way back to 5th now as Jason Ayrson, there you can see that 44 machine just off in front. Ayrson picks up his 10th spot of the night. Darren Clement also closing in on John Wimbish. That's going to be a battle for 8th and 9th on the speedway as Ron Shute has pulled to pit road and rejoined the track. He came to pit road back on lap number 94 for some more fresh tires and fuel. Will the rest of the field have to come down pit road as well? We'll have to wait to see. By my calculations, I believe some of these drivers may be about 3 laps to 5 laps short. We gotta ask ourselves, is anybody saving anything out there? Because Justin Gann, he has dropped way back from Chad Osborne. Osborne now with over a 2-second advantage over Gann and Nick Hunt, who is now starting to close in for that 2nd position. As we watch a battle between Jim Ott in the 17 of Tommy Haynes. Not a battle for position, but a battle for a spot on the track. Ott struggling a little bit here tonight, down 2 laps. Looking to somehow, some way make up enough points to get himself into a championship contending position. John Wimbish losing a spot to Darren Clement. Clement running well here tonight inside your top 10, and he just needed a solid run here tonight. Really about a start and park. He needed to finish inside the top 15, and with only 17 drivers making the trip to Chicagoland Speedway here tonight with some of the COVID protocols in place, some of the crew members not able to make the trip, so drivers electing to stay away from the track. Things a little bit crazy with the pandemic once again here in the U.S., but nonetheless, we continue to do what we do, and that's watch some great racing action right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Swift Motorsports, Butt Kicker, Breezy Acre Dairy Farms Xfinity Series Chase Race number 4. Down to 21 to go, 20 when we cross the line this time by. Trying to see how Roy Fernandez is faring. Let's go back, jump, check in on this GM Goodwin Service Plus number 3. He's starting to fall into the clutches of Tommy Haynes, the 17, right there within striking distance. Now just a half a second back, and those old tires really not serving that 3 well right now. Fernandez struggling for speed, struggling for grip, almost into the outside wall off of 2. Back into 3 and 4. There's Fernandez at the high side. Haynes looks to the bottom of the track. He's going to gain a little bit of ground through 3 and 4. Not quite enough to try to pass just yet. Fernandez going to go protect the high side, protect that fast run on the high side that we have seen all night long. But Haynes going to drop to the bottom. The high side advantage going to pay off for Fernandez. Can they close back in on Jason Ayrson and the rest of the field in front of them? There you see 2nd go by, 3rd, 4th, there's 5th, 6th on the track, still battling it out side by side. Drag race back to turn number 1. Coming right at you once again. There they go back out of turn number 2, heading to the back stretch once again. Fernandez still on the high side, protecting that momentum and keeping himself inside the top 5 for the time being. And I'm telling you, these guys not afraid to mix it up at all. They're going at it for 5th. Haynes going to cut the track a little bit. He'll take the spot at the line, but the high line, that run, that momentum by being able to keep the RPM wound up on the high side of the track will prevail through the center of 1 and 2, and Haynes going to slide up, look for a little bit of draft help down the backstretch as they head back to turn number 3, just 17 to go. 16 laps left as your race leader has already crossed the line. Still a battle for 5th and 6th on the speedway. We're going to have a battle for 3rd and 4th now, because here comes Jason Harrison looking to the inside of Nick Hunt. Hunt trying to have another podium finish here. Can he pull it off? 16 laps remaining. Justin Gann looks like he's slowly starting to reel back in. That 5 of Osborne has Osborne ran off the tires too soon. Side by side for 3rd and 4th, side by side for 5th and 6th. A lot of racing action out here tonight at Chicagoland Speedway late in the going. 15 laps now remaining, and Nick Hunt starting to solidify that podium spot. But a big run off of turn number 2 brings Harrison back within striking distance. Hunter Collier right here. He's going to get up in the mix with Fernandez and Haynes. Let's jump back here to this one. Collier able to take a position late in the race, and that's going to open up the door. Haynes was trying to get a position from Fernandez, and that's going to open up the door for Collier to make his way into the 6th position. He'll set his sights on Fernandez now. That 3 has got a 3/10 of a second advantage. Will he have enough time to get there before it's all said and done? He can get there, but can he get by? Does he have the pace on the inside to make that pass work? Fernandez has been hanging it to the high side, running the Harry Gant, the Larson line up against the outside wall. The 98 goes to the bottom of the speedway, back into turn number 1. Haynes going to follow suit and head to the high side once again. Big gain there on the outside, and here comes that momentum. Look at that run. Half a car length turns into 3 by the time they get to turn 3. Back with the battle inside of your top 3. Looky here, up 11 positions now into 3rd. The 44 of Jason Harrison snatches the last podium spot away from the 00 of Nick Hunt, who now sits back in 4th. Roy Fernandez still holding strong to a top 5. Hunter Collier and Tommy Haynes still right there in tow. Tell you what, race fans, why don't we go drone cam here? Let's see if we can't see a little more of the action like this. Whoa, nose to tail stack up coming through the trioval there. Collier having to get out of the gas just a little bit. That's going to open up the door for an attempt to dive to the bottom for the 17 of Haynes. The Budweiser machine looking to celebrate tonight and crack a cold one in victory lane. He's going to have to make up quite a bit of time. Not quite sure he's going to get that. Going to have to gain at least 1 second each and every lap, and I'm not quite sure that's possible. They're running about a half a second faster than your race leader each and every lap, but that's just not enough to get there in time. 17 still struggling to make the pass on the bottom. Hunter Collier keeping it right in the tracks of Fernandez. Look for those two to surge down the backstretch with the run off of the high side. We're going to keep it right here as this is your biggest, closest battle on the track here tonight. 17 drivers took to the starting grid. We have still got 15 out there running on the track with just 9 left on the lead lap. John Wimbish is sitting last driver on the lead lap, while the 10 throwback Mountain Dew machine of Gary May is listed as the lucky dog. Going to be a big-time advantage for him if we see a late race caution. That will allow him to get back on the lead lap and get back on the same tire and fuel strategy. And I would probably say most of the drivers that are 1 lap down You may just want to stay out and give yourself a chance to get a waiver round here, because everybody's going to come to pit road for those tires and fuel. Fernandez still holding strong on the high side, stepping out just a little bit off of turn 2. They'll head down the backstretch, still nose to tail with Hunter Collier. Tommy Haynes still fighting strong with that inside run, just about a tire width or so off of that white line. Fernandez going to chop it down to the middle of the racetrack. Collier looks to the outside, not going to go 3 wide. I thought we were going to see 3 wide late race run. Not going to do so, not going to stick that super out there for it just yet. Collier remains in 6th. Whoa, little bit of a wiggle there by that 98. Tommy Haynes gets out of shape. He's going to have to jump out of the gas to recover the car, and he's going to lose a little bit of ground now as Fernandez and Collier run up on the 4 of Jim Ott, last week's race winner at the Monster Mile Dover International Speedway. Not able to replicate the race-winning performance, but nonetheless, this run here tonight will solidify Jim Ott. He will have a shot at that championship trophy. He will be one of those 8 drivers vying for that championship, stacking up heading into turn number 1. Once again, they'll dive to the bottom of the 4. The 3 of Fernandez struggles for a little bit of grip sideways through the center. Here comes the 98 with a run, not gonna get there. Fernandez keeps that 5th spot for the time being as they make their way off of turn 4 down the back. Off of 2 down the backstretch and into turn number 3 now. Want to go watch this battle again really fast. Let's go check in with these 2 drivers just off in front of Fernandez, Collier, and Haynes. That's Jason Harrison and Nick Hunt battling it out for the last spot on the podium. How's it going to get settled out? Who's going to get it? Who's going to get that last spot in the top 5 as well? Great racing action late in the race here tonight, as now just 3 laps remaining for the drivers around the track here at Chicagoland Speedway in beautiful Joliet, Illinois. 125 laps is what these drivers started out with. There is just 3 to go. Race leader will see the popsicle sticks on display this time around. Just 2 laps remaining for the field here tonight from Chicagoland Speedway. Harrison able to keep Nick Hunt behind him. Roy Fernandez able to keep Hunter Collier and Tommy Haynes behind him. Collier looking for a big run, big block by the 3 of Fernandez. And this is great racing action late in the evening. What a run here tonight by all of these drivers, man. I tell you what, it just doesn't get much better than this. Off of the corner exit and white flag, final lap for your race leader, Chad Osborne, who enjoys a 4-second advantage, diving to the bottom, looking to snatch that 5th spot away. Not quite gonna get there. Tommy Haynes into the outside wall. He's gonna snatch that 5th spot at the line. Collier just edging out Roy Fernandez. Fernandez keeps it to the high side. Here comes that run. Whoa, and loose on the bottom is Collier. He's gonna lose ground as Osborne crosses the line. Checkered flag flies for your race winner, Chad Osborne. Jason Harrison was able to keep Nick Hunt at bay. And how about the Cuban Missile Rocket for the last 15 laps, keeping 2 very hungry drivers behind him, able to solidify that top 5 run. What a night for the 3 of Fernandez. What a night for the 44 of Jason Harrison. He gained 11 positions here tonight. Great racing action here from Chicagoland Speedway. And as your race leader, Osborne brings the car back to the front stretch, enjoys his cool down lap, we'll step away for just a brief commercial break, get things set up and ready to go for your post-race interview. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. Backtrack sign at the conclusion of another great race right here for Swift Motorsports. Tonight, it was the butt kicker Breezy Acre Dairy Farms Xfinity Series Chase Race number 4 from Chicagoland Speedway. What a night. What a race it was. Let's see if we can't catch in and have a few words with some of the drivers walking away in the podium spots here tonight. Tell you what, let's see if we can't first grab the driver that walked away with the third and final podium spot here tonight. Let's see if we can't grab a word with my good buddy, your good buddy, the 44 of Jason Harrison. It's Dave in the booth. You got me? Same old stuff, different day, man. How's it going with you? It's going to get even crazier, I believe, because, are you going to spoil things at Homestead? I mean, you kind of came up here and shook things up late in the race here tonight, closing in on a lot of the podium drivers at the front, gained 11 spots, man. How great was that car handling out there for you to pull that off?
When it was daylight out, it was a little rough. It was loose. It was all over, and then as night fell, it just seemed like it just started gripping up, and then I was able to start moving my way forward, and it just started to come to life, really.
Well, you mentioned coming to life. Was there ever a point in the runs, whether it be that first run or that long green flag run we seen late in the race, where tire management ever crossed your mind? Did you maybe take it easy at some point in time with the tires to ensure you had that late race pace?
Yeah, towards the beginning of the run, I kind of was middle groove up, and then I kind of dabbled to see what it would do down low, and I couldn't really get nothing to happen down low as far as any grip. It was just too slick. So then I just kind of worked my way throughout the evening to the mid to the high groove, and then as the run went on and everybody started slowing up, I was able to cut a little bit, and I started eating some time off down in 3 and 4. I was able to roll the bottom and just let it settle, and then pick up the throttle, and sometimes it would get sketchy loose, and sometimes it would stick. So I just migrated up a little bit, and that's pretty much what I did all night.
Well, you got the job done. I want to talk about those last, I would say about 5 to 10 laps, really. A lot of close racing action with you and that double O of Nick Hunt. How close was he being able to kind of knock you off of this spot?
Man, I was watching my mirror for sure, and a couple times there, I overdrove a corner, and I'm like, oh my god, he got a run on me. Here it is. Please just don't get into the gas too hard and get loose off. And then the lap traffic came in, and I was really kind of nervous about that. And unfortunately, it paid off. So it was great racing with Nick. Always enjoy racing around him, and it raced clean and a lot of fun.
Well, it was a lot of fun watching that battle unfold. Coming to the later and end portion of tonight's race. So again, Jason, congratulations with a great run here tonight, walking away third on the track. Before we let you go, you want to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home in Michigan?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank everybody who's watching, you up in the booth, and my wife for allowing me to do this, and my friends who support each and every week, and just having a ball. Really enjoy this league, and the admins for putting everything on. Really enjoy it, having a great time.
All right, well, Jason, we'll look to see if you can't shake things up once again when we hit the track in 2 weeks down there at Homestead Miami Speedway.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, there you have it. You heard it from himself right there. Great racing action. Loved racing and mixing it up there at the end of tonight's race. With just about 10 laps to go or so, he found himself embroiled in a hard battle with one of his fellow drivers. Much respect given from both of those drivers to run like that towards the end of tonight's race. It's going to pay off for that 44. Jason Ayrson walks away third on the track here tonight, and that's going to move us right along with our post-race interviews. Let's see if we can't dial up and have a few words with the only Ford inside the top 5. Let's see if we can't dial up Justin Gann. Dave in the booth. You got your ears on?
Oh yeah, I got you.
Hey man, how you doing? How you feeling?
I'm good. I'll take a P2. Got to share the wealth a little bit.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, let's talk about this little run you had there. You were able to run down that 5 of Osborne and take the race lead. Then once he got back by you after that round of green flag pit stops, it seemed like he was able to just step away. Was the car just not quite as good on that second green flag run?
No, unfortunately, I touched the wall with my rear end and it shoved my nose into it, and I have a feeling that was the culprit right there. I must have just not had the arrow for it, and my lap times there towards the end really got affected. So I was thinking it was going to be a similar. I didn't think it was enough damage to really hurt me, but I ran the same line and my lap times just didn't reflect that first run. So but he also changed up his line a little bit, so he might have been gaining some time as well. But yeah, unfortunately for me, that damage hurt me, and I couldn't get the win tonight, but I still brought home the P2, so I'm happy about that.
So let me get this right. You guys from Virginia Beach, you hit your butts and it hurts your nose? Is that what I was hearing? You hit the rear of the car and it hurt the nose? How's that pop?
Yeah, I hit the rear, man, and it just sucked my car right to the wall, and the front end just hit. So it was kind of like a little wiggle. Little wiggle off the wall.
Little wiggle on the wall. I kind of like that. I think a little wiggle from the wall. Never mind. We'll leave that alone. Well, let's get back to business and on track here. Justin, you came into tonight's race as the points leader. You're obviously going to be one of those championship 8 drivers when we hit the track once again down there at Homestead. Do you think you and the crew have got what it takes to walk away with a trophy again?
Uh, I hope so. You know, I typically do pretty well at Homestead. So we'll have to see. We do have a clean slate for the top 8 going into this chase. So, you know, you've got 8 drivers that have a good shot at winning this thing. So, it'll be interesting. This is the first time, the first season we've actually ran this chase layout. So, I think it's going to be really exciting, a really exciting race for everybody.
Oh, I can assure you, if it's anything like tonight's race, especially kind of condensed those last 10 laps or so, there was battles everywhere. I'm sure the race fans in the stands and at home watching are not going to be disappointed. We're never disappointed up here in the production booth watching you guys. So again, Justin, congratulations on another fine run, walking away second on the track here at Chicagoland. Before we let you go, you know the drill. You want to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous?
Oh yeah, definitely got to thank the sponsor for being on the car tonight. So Ayers iRacing Paints, definitely go check them out. Got to thank all the admin up in the booth tonight, all the hard work they put behind the scenes over here at Swift Motorsports. Got to thank you for putting on the broadcast for us, and got to thank my teammates, you know, for coming out and racing here and working together, and it puts on for a good race for us. So other than that, I just thank my wife and I'll go to bed.
I hear you. Well, have yourself some sweet dreams, buddy. No, I'm just kidding. We look forward to catching up with you at Homestead, my man. Enjoy the week off. Stay safe uh, during the holiday weekends, and yeah, we'll see if we can't talk to you once again.
All right.
All right, there you have it. Justin Gann walking away in second here tonight from Chicagoland Speedway. Little wiggle on the wall brought his nose to a fall. Poor man. A great run by Gann. He walks away with another solid podium finish. He walks away second on the track here tonight. Let's see if we can't now catch up with the man that has walked away with the checkered flag. Let's see if we can't dial up and have a few words with the man that walked away with the pole position. Let's see if we can't grab a word or two with Chad Osborne. It's Dave. You got me?
Hey, Dave, go ahead.
Hey, bud, you got me? Yeah, you're good?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, man. Pole position, race win. How you feeling after your performance?
Man, it was great, and I was excited to get the pole. First off, I wasn't ready for that, to be honest with you. I didn't think I'd had enough speed to get up there. Practice was kind of a fluke. But yeah, when it came down to race time, I just was like, hey, I'm going to go up top and see what it gives me, and started pulling away from the guys, and it's all Justin pulling in and reeling me in each time, and didn't know what to think for a while, but it turned out okay and had a good time tonight.
Well, you were first to mention it. We were going to ask you as well anyway, but during that first little run there, after the initial caution flag, Justin was able to close the distance and grab that race lead from you. But after that round of green flag pit stops, you had the pace. You were able to get back out to that top spot and stretch your legs and stretch the lead and keep them back there. What was different with the car? Did you change anything? Did you change a line, or how did you get it done?
So what happened there is I was running on the top side, and I thought I was backing up my entry and saving tires, but apparently Justin kept running me down each time, passing me with, like, I don't know, 20, 25 into the run. And I didn't really know what to think about that at first. Got behind him and just riding, and at one corner, and I think turn one, I went in low just to keep clean air on my nose, and noticed I gained like a car length or two on him, and was able to hold that throughout the corner. And that was literally right before the last pit stop. So on that last pit cycle, I came back out and ran that line, and it seemed like that did the trick.
It did the trick for sure. You walked away with the race win by over 3 seconds of a gap. So absolutely, the change of lines absolutely helped you. And Chad, I believe this is, and looking at the stats, it is your very first win this season here in the Xfinity Series. So how good do you feel about being able to grab the checkered flag, during one of the chase races and put kind of the championship contenders on notice that you're no pushover.
I'm really excited, to be honest with you. I've never won a race in the league, so this is my first win. I don't know about putting everyone on notice, but I think they see that I'm definitely giving it my all and trying. I just try to be a clean driver and get a little respect out there and give as much respect as given. So it's been fun getting to know some of these guys in here. It's looking forward to the next race, one at a time.
Absolutely. I hear you and know exactly how you feel about that one race at a time strategy. And, well, we're going to have ourselves a little bit of a break, so enjoy this race win during the week off. Before we let you go and celebrate the night away with the checkered flag, though, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home on that 5?
Yeah, I want to thank you guys at Turn 3. I want to thank Swift Motorsports, Don Kidder, everyone, Andy Starcher, everyone that does everything that they do to make this happen. My teammates, Gary May and James Gagne and Redline Motorsports. Give a shout out to my employer. He'll love this. Profits Resurrection Land Cruisers for letting me leave early to make these events. So it's been fun. Looking forward to keep continuing on and making more headway as I continue to improve my skills with these guys.
Well, we'll look forward to trying to continue to talk to you in these post-race interviews. And again, Chad, my man, congratulations on the win here tonight. Congratulations on your first win with the series and the league. And with all that being said, man, we'll look to see if we can't talk to you once again at Homestead under championship lights.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it, everything you do, and look forward to talking to you some more.
All right, well, there you have it. Race winner, first-time winner, not just in the Breezy Acre Dairy Farms Xfinity Series, but first time to victory lane in Swift Motorsports for that 5 of Chad Osborne. You heard him tell the story. He found a line that gained him a little bit of time, and that was enough to make the difference to snatch that race lead back away and extend the gap and keep the gap for the rest of the final green flag run. We were clean and green all the way from lap number 25. So a great, great green flag run for all of these drivers, and coming out on top for the first time, the 5 of Chad Osborne walks away with the checkered flag. And, man, what a night it was, race fans. If you haven't already, make sure you drop these drivers a thumbs up. Man, whew, crazy great racing action towards the end of tonight's race. We'll get set to roll up some cords and head down to beautiful Miami, where we will have championship week here coming up in just 2 weeks on the Turn 3 Racing Network. It looks like those producers ready to run down some official business, so why don't we go ahead and get that in the bag and in the books. Your unofficial race results here in Chase Race number 4 for the Swift Motorsports BUTTKICKER Breezy Acre Dairy Farms Xfinity Series. Chase Race number 4 now in the bag, and the 5 of Chad Osborne snatches the checkered flag. Justin Gann going to walk away in second, while rounding out your podium spots here tonight, the 44 of Jason Ayrson. Nick Hunt falling just short of a podium spot. The 00 will finish in 4th, and rounding out your top 5, the Cuban Missile Rocket, Roy Fernandez. Slotting home in 6th is the 98 of Hunter Collier, Tommy Haynes. Pilots the Budweiser, 17 home in 7th. 8th place goes to the Busch. 32 of Darren Clement. Texaco Havoline, 56 of John Wimbish parks it in 9th. 10th place goes to the 10 of Gary May. Jeff Gluckner back in 11th. 12th place to Stephen Ayers Jr. Pierce Maffitt walks away in 13th. 14th tonight on track, the 4 of Gemont. Ron Shute brings the 28 home in the 15th spot. Michael Mueller walks away from the track back in 16th, and rounding out the field here tonight, continuing those championship woes. The 22 of Todd Cray has connection issues and drops from tonight's race. He'll finish back in 17th. Big shout out, thank you, and you're welcome to those last two men listed right there. Andy Starcher and Don Kidder up there in the race control and admin booth, not just for tonight, but all season long. Hats off, gentlemen. Glad we got you and glad you keep these drivers straight. And that's going to do it for your unofficial race results. Who's going to make it to the chase? It's going to be very close between a lot of drivers. We'll have to wait to see how it all shakes out here in the Breezy Acre Dairy Farms Xfinity Series. And if you haven't already, continue to help us push for the stars. Drop these drivers that thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. Whether you're just sliding in to say hey, or you are one of the dedicated fans, friends, or family, we do appreciate each and every one of you. With all that being said, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.